Yeah, there we go. We were live on the radio because that's the easy bit. It's the YouTube bit you have to wait on because it's a pain in the arse. But we are live now. I can see it and everything's working fine. So welcome to episode 215 of Shooting the Shit, where we talk about video games and other shit and things and stuff. Anyway, I've got a few articles, but I don't know if there'll be any. I don't know how big they are. I've never looked because I was busy playing games today for the first time in a wee while. I was just playing the new Far Cry, New Dawn, whatever it's called. It's basically Far Cry 5, same fucking game. It's sort of modded so that it's the same map and everything. It's pretty much the same thing, which is why I didn't buy it when it first came out, but I seen it on sale for £18 and was like, yeah, okay. Because I liked the fifth one was pretty good, and I was like, I heard some of bad things about New Dawn and some good things about it, and most people were like, yeah, it's okay, it's probably worth it. And that was at full price, so when it came to £18, I was like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll get that for £18. So I've been playing that yesterday, and not the day before. I can't remember what I was doing. Doesn't matter. I was busy doing something else, which I can't remember. Anyway, so have you? I don't know. You might not have, because you don't really play PC games, right?
No, because my PC sucks right now. Remember?
No. It's look, your PC would easily play the game that I'm going to talk about. It's an old Half-Life 2. What's it? The Source Engine. It's an old Source Engine game. So, like, tablets can run it now. Like, phones could probably run it. It's really old. So, your computer could easily probably do it, I would think. Anyway, it was called Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, right? And I don't know if it's on Steam anymore. It used to be, but I think there was problems with... At one point, I can't remember. Let's see. I'll look it up on Steam right now, actually. It used to be on Steam, but I think there was a problem with the publisher or some shit. And you know how that shit works, and then they have to pull the game down because no one really owns it and stuff. Oh no, it is. Okay, so it is on Steam. Right, okay. So it's on Steam, and... yeah, it's from 2007. So, like, that's how old it is. Hang on.
I've never played it.
Well, 3D hardware accelerator card required, 100% DirectX 9C compatible, 64 megabyte video card and drivers, 1.2 gigahertz Avalon or a 1.2 gigahertz Pentium 3 processor or higher. You see, your PC would easily do that, right? Like, Pentium 3. So yeah, but anyway, it's really ancient, but it's really good. It's one of the top rated games of nearly all time, actually. But it was really buggy when it first came out, and you need to okay, so the developer that made it, they had to release it, and it was all buggy and stuff. There were some problems with the game, and it was released as a buggy mess, but it eventually got fixed with mods and stuff. I think they ran out of money or something, and they went busted. They went bankrupt. But they got the game out just before that, And so there was no patch. I think there was like one patch, and that was it. And they were wanting to fix the bugs, but they couldn't because they went bankrupt. So, but it's a really good game, especially once it's been. There's community patches. I think there's 2 community patches. It fixes everything, and it adds stuff that was not finished. There was lots of quests and stuff that weren't finished, and things like that. And instead of finishing them, what they did was they just sealed them off so you couldn't access them. So when the community looked into like all the stuff, and you know what the modders are like, they look into everything. They're like, oh look, there's new dialogue here, there's audio cues for it, and there's like everything was done. It was just there were certain bits that were buggy and they couldn't fix it without having more time, which they didn't have because they were going bankrupt. But the community fixed it, so there's like the whole game is it's a bit of a cult classic now because it's really quite good, well written, and all that stuff. So yeah, if you see it and you want to play like a proper RPG vampire-y game, it's like one of the best. Anyway, the reason for talking about it is because the second one, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, is coming to the PC, PS4 and Xbox One in 2020. So that's sounds really fucking awesome because the first game was brilliant. New information has revealed that the game features pronouns in the character creation, right? Who cares? A lot of the modern day politics based on the current day Seattle, and a proposed design to subvert male power fantasies. Okay, no idea. Look, I don't know. A new informer has revealed. No idea how bad it's going to be. Don't know, but the first one was fucking amazing. So, Paradox Interactive and Hardsuit Labs, I don't know who they are, announced that pre-orders have opened up for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, the long-awaited sequel to the World of Darkness's 2004 outing for PC, called Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, which was made by Trochial Games and published by Activision, where it went on to live a life of infamy as one of the most engaging and broken games of all time. The new game revealed an announcement trailer with general first quarter 2020 release date from home consoles and PC. Given that Epic Games has been poaching most of the PC releases, expect the game to appear on the Epic's game stores as a timed exclusive, since the trailer only reveals that it's coming to PC, but they don't mention which storefronts on PC. Well, it's on Steam for pre-order right now. So, but then again, so there's a lot of games, and then Epic game stores fucking stole them, right? However, if you pay a visit to the pre-order page, there's a drop-down menu that reveals pre-orders are being made available on PC for Steam, GOG, Paradox Store, and Epic Game Store. Now, this doesn't mean that they will launch simultaneously. It could be a staggered timed exclusive release, but we didn't know that for sure right now. However, it should be noted that Epic Games has been rather aggressive in getting the exclusives in recent months, which they have. You can check out the announcement trailer for the game below. I think we should do that. It's only a couple of minutes. We should do that.
Yeah, okay.
Look at the TV and on the thing. At the pub. Look at the TV at the pub.
This city will bleed you dry. You're young. You'll fight over scraps. Safety is bought with blood. mistake. And it's over. Here, no one's hands stay clean. You will come to despise it as much as I do. But I've waited so long to see it again.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Okay, I just keep remembering in the first game, right? So you start and you can be 3 different types of vampires, and you get different powers depending on which one you choose. So you can choose the sort of like down and out type one that sort of looks sort of human, more like a homeless human, right? But you can tell he's got some type of disease, right? And then there's like and it affects your powers, right? So depending on what you choose, which one you choose, gives you different powers. So there's the underground guys that have to hide underground because they're totally different. They don't look human at all. Like they're classed as monsters. Now, they're the most powerful ones, and they've got like higher strength and other stuff, better eyesight in the dark and all this nonsense, and they so like there's they ones, and then there's the high society guys, who are totally white collar. They're the best looking ones. They interact with human society all the time. Most of them are high up in companies and politicians and all that stuff, right? So you've got they guys, and they're weaker, but they have like the seductive vampire-y powers, right? Sort of thing. You know what I mean? You know how the vampires are meant to be seductive and all that stuff, right? So they have their powers, right? Which obviously the other guys that are living underground can't, because they're ugly as fuck and they look like proper monster vampires. So they can't have the seductive powers, right? Obviously, because like the human just sees them and runs away. And then you've got like the ones that in the middle that are sort of like so that you've got the best of both worlds, but you're a master of none, and you can adventure into both sides of the clans. So that's sort of what you start as, and the more you work for one, well, the more you worked for one group, the more like them you become, right? Because you're spending time in that area. So if you spend more time underground in the dark, then you start turning into one of them, the underground guys. And if you spend more time in the other part, like the clubs and the high society part, you start becoming more like them. But you also get to choose which one you want to be at the start. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a really good game. The way they done it, it's really quite good.
It sounds like fun.
Oh, it's brilliant. And there's these, I don't want to spoil it if you've never played it, but it's old, so I'm going to do it anyway. There's these mad twins in this story. They own a club and they're fucking insane. Like they're mad, and that storyline plays out awesomely. Like they fight each other like all the time. They get you to do stuff for them, and it's really weird, and I don't want to really spoil it. But the end of that quest line is fucking brilliant. Yeah, that was the best bit that I can remember in the whole game, and that's the standout bit I can remember. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking insane. That's all I can remember from it. I just remember going, wow, that was brilliantly done. Because they both get you to do different quests, and depending on which quest you take, puts you down in favour of one or the other. And when you find out exactly what the fuck was going on, it's fucking crazy and it's mind blowing. It's like, holy fucking shit. And then the other guys, the underground guys, are hackers as well. So they're they hide in the shadows and they manipulate the computers and shit. So it's sort of like cyberpunk vampire-y type place, right? It's so there's computer terminals and all that stuff. So, and if you're one of the underground guys, that's kind of some of your abilities. That's what they're good at as well. And the high society guys, as I said, can manipulate humans, so you can sort of seduce them to come round to your way of thinking, and maybe like follow you into a dark alleyway where you can eat them, well, bite them, drink their blood, because that's one of the things you have to do, right? You have to drink blood. The high society guys frown on taking blood from like peasants and stuff, right? So you can't pick on the homeless people, right? It's like one of the things, because then that's bad quality blood and stuff like that, right? The other thing you can't do is you can is like feed on animals and stuff, because that turns you into the feral ones, and they're the guys that are underground. So depends what humans you kill, depends what blood you drink, depends, all that shit all depends on what you want to do as a character. So obviously it's easier to find animals and kill them. You can't get in trouble. You don't need to hide. You could just, well, you do a bit obviously, but they're easier to find, so you get more of that resource, right? But at the same time, that changes your appearance into one of the guys that you have to hide underground eventually, and stuff like that. As far as I can remember, anyway, I've not played it for like 10 years. Well, more than 10 years. Aye, more than 10 years. But as far as I can remember, that's what happens. So it changes, and you can't get certain quests, obviously, because depending on which side you choose. So there's the middle guys, the top guys, and the bottom guys, and depending on which sort of quests and appearance you have and how you get on with people, depends exactly where the quest line goes, right? It's really good. Anyway, I'm like, yeah, it sounds like a good game. I hope they do this one justice. I hope they do it justice. But as I say, I don't know who the developer is at all. But if they do it justice, then it might be worth looking into. Yeah. Anyway, have you got something that you want to talk about before we leave off of YouTube in like 10 minutes?
I got a comic today. It came in the mail.
A comic?
Yeah. From one of the indie. It's. I went ahead and I bought this because they have a second one coming out, so I got the first one.
Okay.
Then I'll get the second one when it comes out. But it's My Hero Megademia, so it's like that a parody of like My Hero Academia, which is an anime, and apparently has like a lot of anime references and stuff in it. And instead of All Might, which is the hero from the anime, they have Wall Might, and it's like Trump.
Okay, I take it that went down well with the
I haven't read it yet. I
who's.
just got it, so
Yeah, well,
I'll show you like a picture of it real quick, and then you can see what it looks like.
Yeah, I could probably put it up on the thing as well if it's a picture. I'll see if I can get it up. You send it in DMs somewhere. Is it on Twitter? No, yeah, maybe not.
I'll just post it. I'll just post a picture
In the Discord.
In the Discord.
Yeah.
Just what this. Okay. So I got this, and it is what. It's basically what the front of my comic looks like. That's what it looks like right there. So I think it's gonna be funny. It looks like what little I had seen of it like online. It looked really funny. So
Yeah, it does. The My Hero Macadamia. Okay, I get it. I see it now. Wall Might.
yeah.
Wall Might.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. I like that. So I've never seen the anime. I've heard of it. Just never seen it.
The
But,
anime is really good. I highly recommend the anime. I love the anime, which is probably another reason that made me want to like get this is because I like the anime so much.
I like the anime, and if the guy that's writing it, the people that are writing it like the anime, obviously, because it's like a thing, then you probably like that too, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. And since it's making fun of a bunch of stuff, since it's like political satire.
Right. So is that something I should watch then for animes? If I was wanting to watch an anime, I guess.
If you want to watch an anime, I highly recommend My Hero Academia.
The only recommended anime that I can think of that I like, well, there's actually a few. There's One Punch Man.
We watch One Punch Man too. We watched that as well.
There's
My
Berserk.
daughter loves the Puri Puri Prisoner.
Oh, the gay
One
guy.
Punch Man. And she likes
Yeah,
the bicycle superhero. But Puri Puri Prisoner and Bicycle Man or whatever are her favorite.
we talked about that before.
Oh yeah.
The gay guy. He's like over the top, fucking gay.
Yeah, she loves him though.
I just thought, oh, that's so fucking gay. That's all I thought. I was like, holy shit, how far did it take this? You couldn't get away with that over here. Like, there's no way that America, like, you could put that on American TV. You would get fucking blasted.
That's what makes Japan so great. And then, like, think about it though. Like, they're really missing out not putting these kind of characters in our stuff because, like, freaking daughter loves it.
Right, exactly. What's the other one? Attack on Titan. Berserk. Sword Art Online was okay. And one of my favourites as well, which is really well animated and well done, is Fate Stay Night. And there's 2 or 3 of them that are all tied together. It's like there's a couple of seasons, but it's not called the same thing. Anyway, the ones I liked. I liked what they done with that because like it took it took characters from history and messed with them a wee bit, and it was quite good. I liked the way they done it. So they would take like Joan d'Arc. Who was the other one? That was my favourite one. But there's other ones. So you know all these names from like history and stuff, and you're like, oh, that was like that guy that done that and done this, and or the women that done this and that, and they've all got their own like things. I don't know if you've seen that. Have you seen that? Fate Stay Night.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, you should definitely watch it.
No.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
wiki it, because there's a way to watch them in sequence, and the wiki tells you how to watch them, because they're not like, there's prequels and sequels, and like, so you can't just go, oh, this one was out first, so that's the one that I watch first. It's better if you like, sort of like this, the way Star Wars worked, right? So there's a couple of, there's the first one, and then there's like a prequel, and then there's the sequel, I think, but I can't remember their names. And there's so many Fate. There's so many animes that are called Fate stroke something that have got nothing to do with the actual arc of the one that I'm talking about. It's the arc of Fate Stay Night is the one. That's the arc you want to follow, because the rest of them have got nothing to do with. Well, it has, but not really. It's like Final Fantasy, right? So it's the same basis, same type magic stuff, but the characters are completely different. Whereas if you follow the one that I'm thinking of, the one that I'm talking about, it's the exact same. The characters and stuff, and it makes sense. So like, I don't know, what did they do? Like Final Fantasy X, right, has got nothing to do with Final Fantasy IX, apart from like the way the game sort of plays a wee bit and the magic. So it's the same sort of base, but it's not really the same. And then so Final Fantasy X-2 was the actual sequel to Final Fantasy X. Right, Final Fantasy XI wasn't the sequel to Final Fantasy X at all, but X-2 was. And then what was the other one that they've done that with? Final Fantasy 13 didn't have nothing to do with 12. And then they launched Final Fantasy 13 2 or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? It's the same type of thing. So there's 50 like different animes called Fate stroke something, but that's not the ones I'm on about. It's the Fate Stay Night ones. If you look it up in Wiki, the Wiki tells you which is part of that universe arc thing. It's weird, and I haven't liked any of the other Fate ones that I've seen. It was only that one I really liked. The other ones I was disappointed because it wasn't the same. I was like, oh, it's like similar, but I'm disappointed because it's not the same. It's kind of like when you got Final Fantasy 7 and then you got 8 and you were like, why isn't it the same? I don't understand. Why is it to be a sequel? Anyway, there you go. So that's my favourites. What did I say? Berserk, Attack on Titan, that one. There's another one, but I can't remember. Can't remember the name of it. Doesn't matter. It's something.
One of my favorites is Trigun.
No.
That's the Stampede.
No, I tried to watch Trigun. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? I liked it a lot.
I'm more into
I liked it a lot when I was a kid, and then another of my favorites from when I was a kid that I don't watch anymore is Dragon Ball. I used to watch Dragon Ball Z. You know, I used to freaking get all up into that. But then they got too many. They have too many. It's still going.
we could get into Dragon Ball later on, maybe. There's a big. Have you heard about the big shit storm that's happened with Dragon Ball? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I have, and I've been like watching it and stuff. It is getting ridiculous. I heard just the other day that they're starting to harass his lawyers.
Oh yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah, they're starting to harass the lawyers and stuff. Like, to me, it's like we've seen this kind of thing before with like the harassment of people being accused or whatever with no evidence. And now like it's like this one though is like ramping up to like higher and higher levels, like quicker or whatever, and it is just all sorts of crazy that I can't even believe. And it's like they think like I find it weird that they're like freaking they're the ones that are harassing and stuff, but they think they're the good guys, you know. Morn. I don't know where he went. Maybe it's me.
Okay.
Morn?
Yeah,
I
said it was a wee for a pee.
Oh. And then we got on a rant.
Yeah, I know.
And then I like stopped and I didn't hear you say you had to pee. And I was like, what the heck?
No, I thought you'd be fine. I was like, I'll wait for a quick pee, I'll be back.
But I was in the middle of a rant.
I know, but it's fine. Cause,
at the end of my rant, though, I was like, I can't believe that they're doing all this harassment and all these like threats and everything.
But they do it all the time. Like, it doesn't surprise me at all.
But I'm just saying. No, I know, but like what I'm saying is I can't believe that they do all this stuff and still think that they're the good guys.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, so go into the YouTube segment here. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in to aerithradio.co.uk for the rest of the show, and it'll be up on Patreon if you pay £1. It will be up tonight. If not, then it's like 3 days, and then you can go to Patreon and get it for free. All the shows are like that. And usually I put them up on the website, but sometimes I completely forget, and it's only when I check the website I'm like, oh, I've missed to put up this show, I've missed this one, and then they all, maybe like two of them will go up at the same time, because my memory gets messed up and I get busy and I forget about the website sometimes. So the show will be, if you're not tuning in live, on aerithradio.co.uk. Then the show goes up on usually Tuesday. It's definitely free on Patreon on Tuesday. If you pay £1, you get it early. It's basically, you pay it. It covers our internet's web page, streaming, radio, what do you call it? Servers and all that pish. That's what the money's for. It's to maintain the server, because it costs a wee bit of money. Not much. It's on the Patreon. If you go to Patreon, that tells you how much it costs us every month to upkeep the shit. Anyway, so good night, YouTube. Tune in to aerithradio.co.uk for the rest of the show. There we go. Do you want to say bye to everyone?
Yep, bye everybody.